bitter enemies, but the people playing the game are good friends. Okay? This is on politics in general, I think, in America. We, the people, your neighbor, you'll argue with your neighbor. We are the pieces. They manipulate us, and then we get...
Little people, big worlds. Zach Roloff makes bold political revelation. Zach and his wife, Tori, discussed the recent plane crash in Washington, D.C. on the latest episode of their podcast. Zach Roloff made a rare political statement during the newest episode of his podcast with wife Tori. On the February 20 installment of Raising Heights, Zach and Tori talked about the tragic plane crash in Washington, D.C. on January 29. Recently, a terrible thing happened, Zach began. This is a couple weeks ago now that you're listening, but the plane crash in Washington, D.C. with the helicopter. I'm sure more information's going to come out about all that in the meantime. Bottom line, that was terrible. The reality star added before, referencing Donald Trump's implications that DEI might have been to blame for the crash. Back to the beginning of this conversation with you can be on the left and right, and you can have right-leaning opinions, even though you mostly resonate with left, or vice versa. I don't agree with how Trump politicalized it. Okay. Blaming the flight controller as possibly someone that got hired because of day? Zach said. I don't agree with that. I think that it's important to note that like 70 families' lives, 64 families' lives were just turned upside down, Tori pointed out. Give it a couple days before you start pointing the finger at everyone. Every president I've known since I've started following politics has done this to a crisis here in America, has politicalized things. Let's put that down. This is not something new, Zach said. Trump's not the first president to politicalize a tragedy, so let's get that under the weather real quick. I voted for him, but I don't agree how he went about that. You know what I'm saying. And that's okay to say. Zach went on to argue that just because a person votes for a candidate doesn't mean they have to agree with everything that politician does. I don't think anyone that voted for Biden agreed with everything Biden did. You get what I'm saying a little bit? Zach asked. Like that should be better or more okay to say, but we're so. Decisive lines have been so drawn that no one can bend a little bit, and no one can have grace for anyone, Tori said, with Zach agreeing. The whole side of debate and conversation has gone out the window. Little people, big world. Is Matt Roloff really the wholesome family man he portrays on TV? Or is there something darker lurking beneath the surface? Recently, shocking claims have surfaced about Matt Roloff, allegedly calling fans ugly during private interactions. And if these allegations are true, it raises serious questions about how authentic his public persona truly is. So buckle up, because today we're going to break down what happened, why people are so upset, and whether this incident reveals a toxic side of one of TLC's most beloved stars. For years, Matt Roloff has been a central figure on Little People, Big World. As the patriarch of the Roloff family, he's built an empire out of pumpkin farms, merchandise, and inspiring stories about overcoming adversity. But now, whispers of discontent are growing louder, and some fans feel betrayed by the man they once admired. To understand the controversy, let's start with the basics. According to reports circulating online, Matt Roloff was caught making derogatory comments about fans who approached him for pictures or autographs. While no audio recording exists, at least not publicly, the story comes from multiple eyewitness accounts shared on social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter. One fan claimed that after waiting hours to meet Matt at a recent event, she overheard him muttering under his breath, calling her ugly while posing for a photo. Another attendee said he made similar remarks to other fans throughout the day, seemingly annoyed by their presence. Now, before we jump to conclusions, it's important to note that none of this has been officially confirmed by Matt himself or anyone close to him. However, the sheer number of people coming forward with similar stories makes it hard to dismiss entirely. This isn't just about hurt feelings, it's about trust. Fans invest time, money, and emotion into supporting celebrities like Matt Roloff. They buy tickets to events, purchase merchandise, and tune in weekly to watch their lives unfold on television. When someone they admire turns around and insults them, it feels like a betrayal. So how does this alleged behavior fit into the image Matt Roloff has cultivated over the years? On Little People, Big World, he's often portrayed as a loving father, a devoted husband, and a tireless advocate for the dwarfism community. He's even written books about overcoming challenges and staying positive in the face of adversity. But here's the thing, reality TV isn't always real. Behind the scenes, things can get messy, and when you dig deeper into Matt's past, cracks in his perfect facade begin to show. Remember those tense moments between Matt and Amy during their divorce, or the way he clashed with son Jeremy over business decisions? These weren't just scripted conflicts. They hinted at underlying tensions within the family dynamic. Some viewers argue that Matt's controlling nature extends beyond his personal relationships and spills over into how he treats others, including his fans. Public Matt is charming, relatable, and full of wisdom. Private Matt, according to some insiders, can be short-tempered, demanding, and dismissive. If the accusations against him are true, it wouldn't be the first time his actions contradicted his carefully crafted image. Unsurprisingly, news of Matt's alleged behavior sent shockwaves through the fandom. Longtime supporters expressed disappointment, while critics seized the opportunity to call him out for hypocrisy. Here's a sampling of what people are saying online. While many fans remain loyal to Matt, defending him as a victim of exaggeration or misinterpretation, others aren't so forgiving. Some have vowed to boycott his products and stop watching the show altogether. For a celebrity whose career depends heavily on public goodwill, losing that support could be devastating. And speaking of his career, let's talk about the financial implications. Matt Roloff isn't just a TV star, he's also an entrepreneur. His pumpkin patch attracts thousands of visitors each year, and his brand relies heavily on maintaining a positive reputation. A scandal like this could drive customers away and tarnish everything he's worked for. At this point, you might be wondering, why would Matt Roloff risk alienating his fan base by saying such hurtful things? Is he simply having a bad day, or is there more to the story? One theory is that fame has taken its toll on him. Being in the spotlight for nearly 2 decades can wear anyone down, especially when you're constantly expected to smile and perform for strangers. It's possible that Matt's patience wore thin, leading him to lash out inappropriately. Another possibility is that Matt struggles with entitlement. After years of being treated like a celebrity, he may have developed a sense of superiority that blinds him to the impact of his words. Combine that with the stress of running multiple businesses and navigating complicated family dynamics, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Of course, it's worth noting that this alleged behavior doesn't align with every interaction Matt has had with fans. In fact, many attendees at previous events describe him as kind and approachable. This inconsistency raises questions about whether these comments were isolated incidents or part of a larger pattern. If Matt wants to salvage his reputation and his relationship with fans, he needs to act fast. Here are 3 steps he should take immediately. Address the allegations head-on, whether the claims are true or false. Silence will only fuel speculation. Matt needs to release a statement addressing the situation directly. If he denies the accusations, he should provide evidence to back it up. If he admits fault, he needs to apologize sincerely and explain what he'll do differently moving forward. Reconnect with his audience. Fans want to feel valued. Hosting a Q&A session or live stream where he answers questions honestly could help rebuild trust. Transparency is key. Reflect on his behavior. Finally, Matt needs to take a long, hard look at himself. Is this really how he wants to be remembered, as someone who disrespected the very people who supported him? Self-awareness is crucial if he hopes to grow from this experience. It's not too late for Matt to turn things around. but it will require humility, accountability, and a genuine desire to make amends. At the end of the day, Matt Roloff's alleged behavior serves as a reminder that nobody is perfect, not even our favorite reality TV stars. Whether these claims are true or exaggerated, they highlight the importance of treating others with kindness and respect, regardless of their role in our lives.